Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This battle has already started, and what you're looking at is an Emil I. It's a tier 8 Swedish heavy tank. The first of the Emil project started in the 1950s. This one is being driven by pitro123 on the north spawn of Erlenberg. He's got a 105mm gun capable of 360 alpha. Okay, he's spotted the enemy just over there on the hill. Standard penetration is 217mm. First shot gets a pen on a Progetto. It's a 3-shot autoloader. So he's blown 2 shells. Can he get another one? Well, he tries to get the Type 61, the Chinese tank, but doesn't get the hit. Standard reload 26.34 or 43, and he's got 24.19. Now the inch clip reload is quite long, 3 seconds, and that can cause a problem. It's a bit like the Char Future 4 in that you're waiting so long for the reload. If the enemy can see you, after you've hit them once, they fire back. And I don't think he can get that Progetto because at the moment he's hiding in that hollow. Well, the Emil was heavily influenced by the AMX-13 design. They started work on it in 1951 and the draft was prepared, but they discontinued the work on the Emil I in favour of going after the later versions, which included the Emil 1951 and then the Emil II and then finally the Kramvan. It was supposed to be a replacement for the Striv M42, which was a bit long in the tooth, because of course M42 was built 1942 or designed 1942. Just missed the Progetto there. Oh, he's been spotted. Well, he ought to pull back, but change position would probably be better. Now, as I say, it's got a 3-shot autoloader. It's got an incredibly well armoured front of the turret. Now, there are some weak spots. If you can hit the sides of the turret, they'll certainly help. And we'll show the weak spots in our new feature, which I think some of you actually like, because it's good to see where you can actually hit some of these tanks if you are intending to take them out. It will just let you know where the modules are, which is the best way to aim at. Oh, T28, and he's very, very heavily damaged, and there's a kill. So, oh, tried to get the type, but somebody else got him before Pitro did. In fact, it was the WZ120, or Wizzy120, I should say. Okay, there's a couple of enemy tanks over there, but they're behind the buildings, so I'm not sure you can do anything about them at the moment. It's got a very weak hull, which is a bit of a problem, because that's an easy place to take it out. Front of the turret is 180mm. The front of the hull is only 100, and the sides are 35 and 30. So you can see if you can get a shot in through the sides of the hull or the rear, then it's easily going to pen. The same with the turret, actually. 35mm on the sides of the turret, 20 on the rear. So anywhere but the front. You don't want to aim for the front of the turret if you can help it, because you probably won't pen. Now, if I get down close, you can see that from the front there's very little places, or very few places, you can actually aim to get a shell in. But he fired through the window there at the Wizzy 111 Model 5A. That's a little spot that might be quite useful in future. If you ever get stuck, this is quite a good spot to fight from, because the enemy have to come around the corner in order to get shots on you, and you have got an escape route if you want to. And he is pulling back, but he's likely to take shots from over the river now, because they'll probably see him. Well, nobody's shooting him at the moment, but he might be able to fire through the windows at that Wizzy 111 Model 5A. Hello! Yep, gotcha. Nice. I might try and show you the armour thickness on some of those parts of the vehicle so you can actually see as well where they are weakest from the front. Oh, nice shot on the Wizzy 111 Model 1-4. He got him. So that's 3 kills now. It's really quite atrocious on mobility, really, this tank. It's not very good at... its top speed's only 50 kilometers an hour. The gun handling's pretty poor as well. And that mouse is coming around the outside to get him from the other side. So he's actually used the building to get round without being shot at. And now the mouse is actually driven forward. He can actually now drive out and try and shoot at the mouse in the rear. And he gets one in. It's a low roll, high roll, sorry. He got 382, it's 360 alpha. And another one through the side of the mouse. And the mouse is gone. Finally taken out by the Heshbon. But here comes another enemy. It's the IS-3-2. And he's just waiting for his clip to reload. That's another problem with this. It's quite a long clip reload for only 3 shells. It's also got a fairly long aim time. Poor view range. It's only 360 meters. And the turret traverse is not that great either. Well, Pitro's decided to cross the river. It's a unconventional crossing place. Oh! Enemy behind him. LT-432 was spotted. But he's rather committed now to this side. He might be able to attack the Lorraine. But the Doom Turtle is a different matter. He's going to aim for the cupolas if he can. But he can do it. Yep, gets one in. Go for the second. Nope, didn't get that one through. Oh, Doom Turtle fired. And he failed with his 3rd shot. Now, the Doom Turtle probably knows that he's in reload. But the Doom Turtle himself has got quite a long reload as well. The big problem is that Lorraine, because he could actually rush up and try and put his 4 shots into Pitro, but he doesn't. And now he's reloaded with his 3 shells, ready to go. He doesn't want to go face to face with the Doom Turtle though, because yeah, he's got the 155mm. Oh, lovely shot into the Lorraine. Take another one. Yes, he gets the 2nd one. Can't get the 3rd one. Could have shot the Doom Turtle. If he tracked him, that would help. Oh, got him through the side. So it's now 5 versus 4. He's still got a lot of health really for 3,672 hit points done so far. He can take out that Lorraine if he can get 1 shot in. Because seeing how slow it is to traverse this tank, it is quite hideously slow. Lorraine goes. Yep, he's got that kill. That's 5. 1 more and he's got himself a Top Gun. He hasn't quite got enough to get 20% of the enemy hit pool yet, but he might be getting closer. There's a Scorpion out there somewhere. It's the Tier 8 Scorpion, the German one. As a Striv S1 and a Standard B. The Standard B is probably the worst one, really, because he's got that auto reloader, and he's up in the north. He was last seen near our cap, and that's why Pitro's decided to head back in that direction. A lot of wrecks along this road, and he's responsible for some of them. And the Heshbon got him. The Standard B's gone. Now, I think the reason why he's continuing up this road is he thinks the Striv S1 might be up this end as well. Good possibility of that. Okay, if his 6th sense goes off, he knows there's somebody up here. Let's have a look. Well, he's decided to cross the field in full view of everyone. If the Striv is about, he's got nothing to die for to get to cover. That could cost him, because remember the Striv S1's got a 105mm gun as well. Basically, it's almost the same gun. Well, no 6 cents gone off, so obviously the Striv is still down in the south. He's now got 3,798 hit points of damage. Only 2 enemies remaining, the Scorpion and the S1. Oh, and he's decided to platoon with the Heshbon. They both got 3 kills, so they could be on for a brothers in arms. Heshbon's coming down to join him. Well, he hasn't been spotted yet. Oh, now he has. Now, he's probably just in that tree line just up ahead there. But I'm surprised he hasn't actually engaged us. So maybe he's in the tree line behind. No, there's the Striv. He's actually over there in the other tree line at the back, closer to our teammates. Now, the gun depression is very good on this tank. 12 degrees of gun depression. And our guys are capping at the moment. So if the Striv S1 does become spotted, he might be able to get a shot in. There he is. Yes! That's the top gun. And that means now the only enemy remaining is the Scorpion. And he's saying no cap now. And he is spotted, so the Scorpion is up ahead. And there he is. It's going to take at least 3 shots. He's only got 2. Oh! And he's saved by the Object 705A. And that's it. Game over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker, and not just any ace tanker, that was a first ace tanker for pitro123 in the Emil I, and this battle took place in May of 2021. Yes, sorry about it being delayed for so long. It was a duelist medal for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He managed to get a brothers in arms because he got at least 3 kills, and he was in platoon with somebody else who got 3 kills. And of course he got that top gun as well when he took out the Striv S1. And it's a very nice score, 7,681 on the win 8, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't earn enough to get the high caliber. I said he was a bit short, yes. Not very short, not much short, but he was short because it was a high tier game, a tier 10 game. 4,429 hit points, with the second highest damage being done by the Heshbon he was platooned with 4,255. So they were both in vying for the total for the high caliber. 4,198 went to the Striv S1 on the enemy team. He picked up a tank sniper in that one, whilst the Heshbon managed to pick up a brothers in arms. When it came to kills, it's Pitro with 6 kills. 3 kills went to the Heshbon, 2 kills went to the TVP T5051, the Object 705A, the T95 in the enemy team, their Lorraine 40 ton and their IS-32. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So Pitro got the top in all 3 columns. 1,581 went to Pitro, 994 went to the Heshbon, 938 went to the TVP T5051. He fired 25 rounds in that game, got 18 direct hits on the enemy and 15 penetrations. Damage of 4,429 hit points, of which 610 were done at more than 300 meters. 2 hits received, both penned, I'm afraid. Yes, he did get hit by that Wizzy 111 Model 5A, who came very, very close to him. Did take a couple of shots, so that's why he lost some hit points. And of course, it was the guy knew where to put the shells. We'll show you that in the armor a little while later. If you can aim for the hull, you can penetrate one of these. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 759 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 45,317 for the game, 15,000 for completing a mission, 60,317 altogether, but he did use a lot of premium ammo, and as a result, he actually ended up with a loss of 10,731 credits. If he'd had a premium account, he would have actually made a profit. 1,581 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 3,162 experience points altogether. Let's have a quick look at our little special information, because I think some of you do like this now, because it does provide you information on where to actually aim on these vehicles. You can see from the front, the darker the colour, the heavier the armour. You can see from the front of this vehicle, the turret is very, very difficult to pen. In fact, the only weak spot you've really got on this turret is that tiny little cupola to aim for. Even aiming for underneath the gun is not really going to work, because it's very tough on that mantlet. So the best thing you can do is hope that he turns his turret sideways, and then you can easily penetrate through the side there, or even through the mantlet side, because it's fairly weak at the sides. And so don't aim for the front of these things, and if you can aim for the lower plate, well, only when he's got his lower plate raised does the actual armor decrease, because of course angled armor, it's angled in this position at this moment. If you try to penetrate that, it's going to be at least over 120 to 180 millimeters on the lower plate, not easily penning. But if you can get them in a side angle like that, you can see the armor does drop, and you can either hit the sides of the turret or the sides of the hull, and a much better chance of actually getting pen. But of course, as the wheels and the bogies are the way they're aligned, you've only got a very narrow gap to shoot through if you aim at the side of the vehicle. So best to see if you can hit the sides on this thing. Try not to aim for the lower plate if you can help it, but try and get the sides of the turret. If he's distracted shooting at something else, you might be able to get a pen. I don't think you can actually pen through those viewports there, and as I said, trying to get the cupola, well, it's a very tiny viewports there. There's not much for you to aim for if you want to shoot him from the front. So the best thing with an Emil is not to shoot him from the front. It's actually to try and get behind him or side him, or if you can use premium rounds and punch through that much armor, then do that instead. If you can. Let's have a look at the cutaway for the modules, because I know some of you like this to see exactly where you should be aiming. There's the driver up front. He's just got those ports, and he's right in the center. So if you auto aim on this thing and you're looking at the front, you're going to be aiming directly at the driver. The ammo racks are either side underneath the turret. You can see where the turret is there just generally. We've got the gunner on this side. We've got the commander on the other side. There's the radio set. And there's the autoloader at the back in the bustle. So if you can aim for this box here on the back of the vehicle, you will probably get an ammo rack. If you're lucky, you'll probably get an easier pen, because as I said, on the cutaway, in the armor model, you can actually see that it's very thin armor there. So that's ideal area to aim for just here. There's your fuel tanks either side of the main engine there, and there's the transmission. So if you can hit this area, you're going to disable him in terms of slowing him down. But yeah, very difficult to take out the commander or the gunner unless you hit the sides of the vehicle. If you aim the shell on the side, you might actually be able to get the commander and gunner at the same time. So it's just a question of actually aiming for where you see those cupolas on top of the vehicle. That's aim in line and shoot through the side. If you don't get an ammo rack, if you miss the ammo rack, go for the take out his crew, and that will disable him as well. So I hope you find that useful. Let's have a look at the last features. Well, yep, I think that's all we've got for you at the moment. Yes, so congratulations to pitro123 on his first ace tanker. It's probably he's probably marked it by now, got at least 2, maybe even 3 marks up by now. But it was a very good game because he actually used the scenery as well to help him. As you saw him shoot through those windows. Some of those windows you can shoot through on that map, so it's worth exploring that, just in case you might be able to get a shot on an enemy as they're trying to sneak up on you. But definitely use the buildings to try and block a shot by going around the building and forcing the enemy to chase you around it, because at least that way you are going to protect yourself with a bit of rubble. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.